everyone, so the Northman, this epic biking revenge movie, it came out during the weekend when this movie first, I saw the trailer for this movie. I was like, ooh, this movie looks really very exciting, especially, the revenge tale about biking could have been really interesting watch. So when this movie came out initially, all the critic really loved this movie. With this movie sitting on, and the audience score is so low, obviously, if you compare the critic score. So during the weekend when this movie came out, I was really excited to see this movie. I was waiting to see because I love biking genre in general. Like, they're my favorite genre. That was this movie I finally saw, and I was like, what? Well, this movie isn't as good as people are saying on Rotten Tomatoes score. Obviously, all these critics, they like Edgar Wright, his work. While this movie really, technically, this movie, all the way he shot some of the scene, cinematography is always beautiful. Most of his movie, even Lighthouse, is beautiful looking movie. So is this one, but unfortunately, Robert Edgar is not able to tell cohesive story or like interesting story. Like, his storytelling is not very entertaining nor very interesting. I feel like this movie story is so simple. There's some twist and turn, which is you do see it coming. Some of them you don't see it coming. Overall, I will say this movie, some of the twist and turn, I was like, but there's a lot of slow and boring shot he took in this movie. Like, he let the camera roll for very long time, even after the scene was done, I felt like. So recently I heard the studio actually, like, they edited this movie with not Robert Edgar. They edited this movie with someone else, probably because they saw so if they did not edit this movie with other people, can you imagine, this movie would be even more boring looking. So obviously they edited out this movie with someone else. He did not edit this movie, thank God. Otherwise this movie will be 3 hours long. Obviously this movie came out during the weekend. Oh, it flopped at the box office. Like, this movie made only $12 million. And this movie, guess how much it cost to make? $90 million. So, this movie is really disappointment at the box office. That means that I don't know how this studio gave Robert Edgar, who made Lighthouse, $90 million. That is, I find ridiculous. He should not be getting that amount of money. Obviously, they learned their lesson. This movie failed at the box office. And most audience, they didn't like this movie. During the weekend, all these people, they are on Twitter. I saw their tweet. They're like, well, I give you box office news. So I do keep eye on how people feel about movie. Like, general audience, not the critic. They always like Robert Edgar's movie. All this audience, they are really confused about this movie. They're like, what did I saw? Of course, when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, what did I just saw? This movie isn't like bad, I'm saying, by any means, because it still is very beautifully shot. Doesn't mean it's an entertaining movie. This movie promises you this revenge tale, which it failed to give. Not that he doesn't take revenge. He does take revenge. It just takes him so long, and his motivation and his race, the way he act, I don't know. I was hoping for him to become this hero type, but he doesn't really become this hero we are looking for, I guess. Then again, I think what is Stellan Skarsgård, right? I think Alexander Skarsgård, he did really amazing job. I felt like the script he was given, and Nicole Kidman playing his mom, I felt so weird. Nicole Kidman's character was weird. Overall, it was like you, after you see this movie, you understand why it failed at the box office, because it's not for everyone. It will not please like most people. Like, not general audience will not like this movie. When I saw that, I understand the box office disappointment, because this movie it is really, when you watch it, you're like, whoa. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Again, I wish the storytelling was little better in this movie. Regardless, cinematography looks nice, but that didn't work for me, unfortunately, this movie. I was hoping to get really some epic biking revenge movie. This movie really disappointed me on that aspect. There is some fighting scene, is not, and there is some gore scene, and then some. It's not a gore scene makes your movie look visceral. It's like It's the character makes your movie better, like the people you are watching. You need to root for them. End of the day, this movie's characters are like, However, these people, you gotta give it to them. They really went for all the this movie doesn't have a lot of CGI like these days most movies has. Like these sets are really feels authentic. All this like technical aspect for this movie is top notch here. That is why critics love this. But wait, as the audience, where is the entertainment? That is what you have to think. And that was my thought on this. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget my other videos. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.